What is good, everybody? And we are not wasting any time with any sort of introduction or anything. As you can tell, I am joined today by the man from the Dirty, Mr. Charles Michel, Big Chuck Mark. Chuck, how are you doing?
Outstanding. It's a pleasure. I'm always grateful for any opportunity I have to come on the little weekday wagers and chop it up with you all.
Love it. We love having you here, especially for a little afternoon day baseball. Just before we went live, we were watching these scores and you were kind of giving me a little insight as to what games you were looking at and why. And then literally all hell just broke loose.
Literally.
So the Pirates scored. The Pirates just hit a 3-run shot. The Guardians just hit a grand slam. We've got 3 games going on. Obviously, Marlins and Pirates in the 5th inning. Cubs, Phillies in the 3rd inning, and the Reds, Guardians are in the 3rd. Which one of these games are you really looking to target?
Present tense, Pirates, Marlins over 7 if it goes any lower, but at 7, I would definitely go ahead and make that move. It closed at 8.5, even some 9s. But yeah, I would go ahead and look at that one. 7 is where I was originally going to be my number. We had 5s right before it came on, but yeah, I would still go with 7. I think we get 7 at worst in this one and push. The other ones we have 10.5 and 11s. I'm going to wait and see if if those numbers creep down throughout the show and kind of can take advantage. But as of right now, the one live play, Marlins, Pirates over 7, or if it creeps down to 6.5, 6 is even better, but 7s. It's a big caveat.
I like it. We got some action going on here in this Phillies game. Appears that we've got 1st and 3rd with 1 out. When you see situations like this, Charles, what are you looking for as far as now making that next leap? Because the line right now is at 10.5. It just bumped right before we came on. It was at 8.5, went to 9.5, and now it's at 10.5. What are the things that you're looking at?
I'm just looking at it because if I was on the over, I'm pretty much just passing on it. I'm just waiting to see if it kind of comes down. If we get a couple of innings and we have no runs and we can kind of get it back down to around that because this one closed 8.5, 9 also. So if we can cut a run off, if we can get it down 8 at worst, I would love to see it get closer to 7, kind of like that Pirates Marlins. It was perfect. It was at 5s. We actually had some 5s, 6s before the show started, but that's kind of like what I'm following on those. I've kind of lost the best opportunity to take any live numbers for the over, and I'm not confident enough to back under because these two teams could definitely keep on scoring.
Gotcha. Let's jump to the Reds and Guardians, and let's take a peek in what's happening here. So we've got the
Irish John locked in.
We've got obviously Cleveland up 5-0. They just cleared the bases. They're into the 3rd, so we're going into the top of the 4th. When do you really start to see a lot of that line movement, Charles? Is there
after the first inning? Like I said, kind of after the first inning, we'll see a whole run, a run and a half start dipping off. It kind of goes kind of fast. If you can kind of cross your fingers and get through that first maybe 2 innings, you're going to shave a run or 2. And that's kind of what I've explained to folks is that if you're looking at an over, if just getting a run or 2 off is valuable because at worst, a lot of times you'll just push. You'll be surprised how many times it'll land if it doesn't catch just 1 run below that, and you're getting a refund back at worst. And yeah, nonsense. I feel you on Schwarber. This guy, we had a layup RBI last night. Man at 3rd, no outs, and he strikes out. I feel you on that one.
Yes, absolutely. And is there a point in the game where you stop and say, I'm all done trying to guess the total on this?
If it's went past my number, that's pretty much where I'm at because a lot of times you can even get, like, say you're in the 8th, and say you're a half a run away from your number. A lot of times you'll see those sneaky runs come in out of nowhere. If I'm on an 8.5 and it's on an 8, I'm still looking for opportunity. If I really believe in my handicap and I really believe in my number, I'll still take it all the way up. But other than if it's already cashed, I'm still looking for opportunities.
Gotcha. And let's see, so we're moving that around. We're going to keep an eye on this game, on all three games that are going on. And I know we have the Atlanta Brewer game that will probably go live in the middle of our show. So we'll do a quick check-in on that as well. But while we're keeping tabs on all this, I know you have another play, Charles. What do you want tonight and why?
We go to the MLB. We have a National League East battle, Nationals and the Mets. This total has actually went over in 8 of the Nationals' last 9 on the road. And then between these two, 5 of the last 7. I'm going to go ahead and back the over 8.5 and that Big Apple tonight. 4-1 Marlins.
I like it. I like it. You've got me going and starting to look at how to handicap totals. So I appreciate the knowledge that you're dropping, especially for me and for everybody who's watching. That's it. I am going to the NBA for tonight's play, and I am taking the Indiana Pacers first quarter team total over 27.5 at -102. Look, this game is going to be absolutely insane playing in Indianapolis. The Pacers first quarter team total over 27.5 is a line that I think is set a few points just too low. OKC's, because really what we're talking about is how many points is the Thunder going to give up in the first quarter. They've given up 31 to Denver, 34 to Minnesota, and 30 in a Game 4 loss on the road. That's an average of 31.7. I just think that Indianapolis comes out, starts out hot. They need to get the crowd revved up. They need to keep pace with the Thunder. In order to do that, they got to go over 28 points. I love this spot, especially with Indiana's back against the wall, trying to keep that home court advantage. Take it over 27.5 at -102. And while all that is going on, Charles, I think we do have some updates here.
Reds just, I think De La Cruz just hit a home run.
We got it, according to Kim and Nonsense. So let's check back in on that game. And I love all this stuff because DG is the one that usually does this.
Oh, you're doing just fine producing.
So we got
you're calling.
There you go.
But I like that Pacers first quarter. If you like points, you like the Pacers in this one. Plus, normally in the season, you would see 30, 31s, 30 and a halves for their first quarter. So you're definitely getting a discount. They should come out extra motivated, especially in the first quarter, first half. I couldn't agree more with that one. I definitely like the Pacers in this game. They may not win, but I think they cover it worse, and we see plenty of points.
I was just going to ask you. So is your lean to the over in the Pacers game? It is?
Yep, absolutely.
And do you think the Pacers have a chance to win this thing outright?
Absolutely.
Okay. Interesting. I need the Pacers to win at least one more game. I need this thing to go to 6 because I have a T-shirt that is being made up for Mark Zeno. The minute this series gets to 6 games, all it says is model my ass. So that's what happened on the show. Speaking of shows, we do have Stanley Cup coming up. I'm going to get your thoughts on this in just a second, Charles. But tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Coach and Company, you are going to get a Game 4 preview with Robbie, myself. We're going to give you our best bets for the NHL. I can tell you right now, knock on wood, we have been absolutely lights out in our plays on this NHL series, the Stanley Cup Finals so far. We want to continue that trend going into Game 4. What are some of the things that you're looking at in this Game 4, Charles? I'm
thinking it's crazy. You would think an under would be coming in, but you would think this would be, if it's going to be, you would think it would be Florida and under, but I'm seeing it could potentially be Florida and over again. I think we could potentially see some more goals. I'll have a better understanding of this the closer we get to game time. But just looking from afar right now, I could definitely see Florida in the over. But I'm sure that they're going to be. I'm sure there's a bias to get the 2-2 going back to Edmonton.
Yeah, and just to jump into this real quick. I think what we saw in game 3 in this hockey game was that Edmonton really penalized themselves by getting all the penalties and really opened the door for some scoring. I think if they would have played a little more disciplined in game 3, the under would have hit. And I was on the under. I thought game 3 was my under ticket. And lo and behold, it was.
I was too, up until about an hour before it started. Then I saw what I call little telltales, and then it kind of swayed me off of that. And then I was like, oh, we're going to see some goals in this one. And lo and behold, especially when you see 2 in the first period, that's usually a good indicator that we'll potentially get to 6 at worst.
Wait a minute. You said you were on the under an hour up until an hour before, and then you saw some telltales?
Telltales.
What did you see?
Can't tell you that.
What do you mean you can't?
I keep that one locked away. That's just little telltales. I'll just share it with folks when I see it.
All right.
Over here guessing.
All right. Yeah, you got me guessing now. And it's speaking of, if you want to get in on those telltales, Charles, there it is right there. ROIcapper.com//store. And I know you do hockey, soccer, baseball. You run the whole gamut over there.
Everything. One-stop shop. All your major sports, popular major sports, plus worldwide soccer at a low-cost rate. That way, my members get a maximum return on their investments. Usually, there's a QR code, but you can just visit that link. It'll give you all the packages that I offer. Like I said, very low cost, because like I said, my goal is to get maximum return on your investment.
And Charles, I apologize, but when this is a self-produced show, you get the banner at the bottom. I don't have the QR code.
Hey, works for me. You can also go to my my X handle,
which is ROI Capper 1, correct?
Uno.
Right there underneath you. Right there in the bottom corner. So, listen, get on over there. Check Charles' store out. What you have been doing as far as a win-loss record has been absolutely amazing. So, kudos to you, sir.
Appreciate you, sir.
Let's get to the favorite part of the show. We have hit it. It is time. It is the Daily Dinger. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Rafael Devers, Mike Trout, and the gunman himself, Gunnar Henderson. I'm going to start with you, Charles. Who do you like off today's list and why?
You'll never guess. And I appreciate all the work that you put into this Daily Dinger.
You're going off the board.
I'm going off board in honor of my boy D to the G. But once you, it kind of led me this Gunnar Henderson after reviewing these players. I went to that same Tigers-Orioles game. I'm going to go with Mr. Ryan O'Hearn versus Casey Mize. He's 6 for 11 lifetime, batting .545 with 2 home runs and 2 RBIs plus 500. Give me Mr. Ryan O'Hearn off the board.
I like it. And what was the odds again?
Plus 500.
Nice. Now, Charles, I know you're from Louisiana.
The boot.
I don't know if you know this or not, but DG and Rob on Thursdays do a thing where they talk TV, their favorite TV shows. I don't know if you know this about me, but I like my reality TV a little bit different than they like their reality TV. They're into Love Island, Survivor, etc. I'm more into Swamp People. And I thought, you know what? Especially with you being from the boot, my favorite show, based in Louisiana, this is my Daily Dinger take just for you. Because tonight we are headed out of the swamp and we're going to Kansas City. Because we ain't hunting no gators, we're hunting dingers. And Aaron Judge has got his bat cocked like Troy Laundrie's crossbow. And he's facing Chris Bubick tonight. He's already done shoot him up 5 for 8 with a double and a long ball. And now that the wind's blowing out to the left like a fan boat on full throttle, it's hot, it's sticky, and that's baseball. And that baseball is fixing to get lost in the Kansas City night sky. This ain't no maybe. You can go ahead and put that Daily Dinger tag on Aaron frickin' Judge tonight and watch him blast one. And that's a dinger pick so good, you got to put that on a cracker.
Mr. Troy Landry. Landry. Oh, yeah, I love it. I thought about Aaron Judge. Yeah, the number was just too low, but he's on this pitching matchup. And plus, he could potentially get another additional night to bat. I know people had to be mad last night if they had Ohtani tickets, and then he gets pinch hit for by Mr. Dave Roberts in the ninth. I know people had to be fired up about that one. You don't see that often. They usually give him all his bats. But, yeah, definitely looked at Judge. He was going to be the one I would go with on the board, but that price, I just was swayed by it.
In full disclosure, I love Ohtani tonight simply because I think him getting pinch hit for is kind of like his own mental reset. He's been struggling. This sounds absurd because he's on pace for absolutely astronomical home run rate, but he hasn't hit a home run in the longest stretch this season. Everybody's worried. I think this is a mental reset for him. I like him tonight to hit a home run. I just know that Robbie plays Ohtani, and whenever I play Ohtani at the same time, it's like a curse, and he doesn't do anything. So out of respect for Rob, I don't go near Ohtani.
I've got Ohtani written down also. I think he should have a nice night. And I usually look at a bundle with him, hits, runs, RBIs, or his RBI way to put him together in a triple pack. And we have a 4-2 Pirates Marlins.
Oh, well, let's check this real quick, and let's go. There we go, right there. That's what we need to be.
Man on second.
Man on second. And we're watching this at bat live here. Hicks going against Ashcraft. 2 outs. Man on second, top of the sixth. Full count.
Is it full?
Yes, sir. We got a 3-2, 2 outs. And Norby on second.
2-run shot would be nice to go ahead and close out the show.
I'm waiting. Let's see it. And he just got walked.
Did he get okay.
He just got walked. So now we have first and second, 2 outs.
Remember, we're going to start incorporating batters props also going live. We're going to look to do that going further. I just didn't put them together with. I should have. I am kicking myself for not doing that, to go ahead and have a couple of players in these games that I have circled live that haven't done anything statistically to go ahead and see if we can get in on them like we did Yelich last game last week. He got that hit plus 200-ish. Definitely be prepared for that going forward also.
And in all fairness, I think you and I both got thrown off a little bit, especially where we started this, because like I said, all of a sudden home runs were happening left and right, and we were trying to get on the air at the same time. That is going to do it for us today. I do have to let you know that tomorrow's Weekday Wagers will still be live. It will be an hour later, I believe, is the target time for that. DG's traveling back from a family vacation. They will have a very special guest on tomorrow. It's not me. I had a band commitment, so I couldn't make it to Nashville. But there will be a special guest on tomorrow afternoon to cover some PFL that is taking place in Nashville right now. And you are going to see Robbie, DG, and this very special guest all tomorrow. About an hour later, just keep your notifications on. You won't miss a thing. But if you come back here at 2:00 Eastern time and nothing's on, that's why. Trust me, they will be there and ready to go. Charles, thank you so much for joining me. I love doing this live stuff because I'm learning a ton from you. One last thing that you're looking at tonight?
As far as probably just anything, probably the first 5 in that maybe Mets team total. And then I gave out Lindor as a player prop this morning for the show. Coach gave out for me. That's really the game that I have circled. So, like I said, a lot of times you'll see the first 5, so you can double that up. You can get the first 5 to cash, kind of like in this Cleveland and Reds game. Mets team total indoor props.
Excellent. Well, that's going to do it for us. Like I said, make sure you check in tomorrow. We're going to come to you a little bit later for the Weekday Wagers with DG and Rob. But for Charles, myself, thank you so much for joining us. Be kind, take care, and let's cash these tickets.